This particular activity is good for a cool down or a warm up, but it's also good for those periods in your class when the students have completed a exceptionally stressful final exam or a midterm or some really big test that they studied really hard for. This is kind of one of those activities you can give to reward your students and to kind of get them feeling relaxed and re-energized for the next period of time where you'll have to get them studying really hard for the next exam. So typically what I'll do is I'll instruct the students to memorize 10 words, 10 English words. These can be any 10 words that they want as long as they're not related, like numbers or body parts. They have to be completely unrelated. The students can use textbooks or they can use their dictionaries or whatever resources you have available to find the 10 words that they would like to put on their papers. So once the students have completed this, and I typically give the students about 5 minutes to do so, I will then instruct the students to memorize those words. Sometimes I'll use gesticulations to articulate what I want to have them do, but typically the students understand what it is that I'm getting at. Once the students have memorized those 10 words, I will then break them up into groups. And it doesn't really matter how you break them up, as long as you're breaking them up into groups of maybe 5 or 6. So, for example, this could be group 1, and then this could be group 2, and then this could be group 3. So once the students are in groups, I will then have group 1 choose one member from group 2 to stand up. Once the students have chosen that student, the said student will stand up, and I will take their list of 10 words from them and give it to group 1. Group 1 can collectively look at those 10 words, and I will tell the student in group 2 to recite the words that they were supposed to memorize, while the students in group 1 are checking to make sure that he is successfully saying the words in any order whatsoever, as long as he's memorized those words. So once the student has demonstrated his competency or his ability to memorize, if he has done all the words perfectly, then group 2 will get 5 points. But if he has not memorized those words, I will give group 1 1 point. So the game typically proceeds like this, and sometimes you can switch up the groups working together. So for example, if you want group 2 to ask one member to stand up from group 1 or one member to stand up from group 3, it really doesn't matter. You can vary it up like that. Or you can have students memorize short poems. You can have them memorize facts and information. You can have them memorize the alphabet. This can work for many different materials that you're thinking of stressing in your class. So, like I said, this activity is good for a cool down or a warm up or a period after a very long bout of studying for a really big test. And the good thing about this activity is that it typically lasts the entire class. So it's a good kind of de-stressor for you, the teacher, as well. This activity also promotes working together, it promotes holding students accountable for their own learning, it promotes memorization strategies. So I find this activity to be highly, highly successful and effective in my own classes as a teacher. Bye for now.